Good morning, all you wonderful people. Privileged to be sharing our devotion for this wonderful Monday, and I'm going to be continuing in what I shared on Sunday, which was on uncomfortable mission. And the scripture that I'm going to be reading from is from Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30. And it says, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." There's this great book available called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And in the book, a case is made that hurry is one of our greatest enemies. Busyness is a threat to our soul, and I have to agree with that. Pascal, complementing this, says, "This inattention is the greatest enemy of our spiritual life. If you don't slow down, you won't see, you won't be able to pay attention, and you'll miss the work of God all around you." Boyd also says this, "I believe this is the most prevalent and tragic misunderstanding that afflicts the contemporary Christian and Western Christianity. We make a vow to submit our lives to Christ, we make a vow to fulfill our mission, but then we spend 99% of our time excluding Him from our awareness. We make Him Lord over all of our lives in theory, but we do not make Him Lord over most of the moments that make up our lives. If we can't discern God's presence in our everyday lives, it's very unlikely that we will find Him at a revival. We will probably find a lot of excitement there, some gifted speakers maybe, awesome music, and maybe even a sign and a wonder. But unless we learn to find God in the ordinary, the exciting will do nothing more than to serve as a momentary distraction." How often do we read about Jesus doing a miracle and then saying, "Don't tell anybody"? In other words, I don't want this to be a distraction from the actual message. How many times does Jesus do things in absolute obscurity? Jesus sees things we never see, and that's why if we're going to follow Jesus during the day, we have to have a sense of awareness, and to interact with God's kingdom and be on mission with Him, we have to learn to frame the moment. We need to be looking for the moments in awareness of what God's doing. And if we learn to pause at these moments, we learn to see God's kingdom breaking into ours and everybody's around us. Let's not be in too much of a hurry and miss the hand of God moving. It blows my mind at what percentage of the Gospels are simply Jesus seeing people that other people didn't see. See, in our modern culture, productivity comes from work, and that often leads to exhaustion. But in the kingdom, awareness leads to the identification of what the Father is always doing, and it leads to participation. If we feel we must be doing things for God, it's just going to burn us out. But if we are partnering with Him and being aware of what He's doing, then this will fill our spirit with life, and we'll get to enjoy seeing His kingdom advance all around us. Isn't that beautiful? So 3 points for today to ponder on. What would the consequences be if you slowed down today? If you stopped? If you paused and you took in the moment, what was around you and who was around you? Point number 2. Is your hurry preventing you from loving on people the way that God would have us love on them? And my final point for the day, is your hurry preventing you from fulfilling your mission? Have a superb Monday. Love you guys lots. Bye for now.